Hey guys, it's Hunter Hayes. You're watching Pat and AJ TV.
Hey! Welcome on back. Pat and AJ TV for a hump day. Thanks for checking in here on the YouTube channel for you humper. Many things to get to, including your guesses on the second clue we released last evening
You're throwing people off with that clue.
as to where our next radio adventure will be. Everyone thought they had it figured out till they saw yesterday's clue. Now they got no
He's
idea.
throwing everybody off.
Your
on
guesses
purpose.
coming up in a few minutes.
I had the weirdest experience last night. I've had a lot of trouble sleeping in the last couple of months for, I think, understandable reasons. You know, losing your job can kind of mess with your head. Last night, though, it wasn't just like trouble sleeping. It was like I couldn't sleep at all.
Insomnia?
Hashtag insomnia. I have never experienced it where I have been like wide awake until about 4:30 in the morning like that. It's a very lonely feeling. I feel bad for everybody that has insomnia. You literally are just like sitting there and you feel like every other person in the world is asleep but you.
That's why there's social media, so you can connect with the other insomnia.
Oh, the worst. Oh,
True thing.
See, I thought that would happen, so I tweeted a couple of things, you know, like, hey, I'm awake. Who else is awake? The only person who got back to me was our friend Ben.
There you go. What's up, Ben?
Who works in radio
Oh.
in Sheboygan.
He's a morning radio guy who's up that early.
That's the thing. He was already awake for work. So I'm like, I love you, Ben, but you can't relate to what I'm going through right
that's
now.
funny.
It was so awful.
I mean, have you ever like gone days? Like I went days for a while. It was funny. Same thing. I lost my radio job. The radio station I worked for was sold and turned to Spanish. But I didn't. I think my longest stretch was like 60 hours.
Whoa!
And it's not awesome, but it's weird because
it's bizarre.
Reality becomes an alternate reality.
It's very foggy. Yeah.
So you've never had like a long?
No, I mean, like I said, I haven't been sleeping well for like a month now. But last night was straight up like can't go to sleep at all.
Get to sleep.
I'm looking forward to it. By the way, ladies, don't ever tell your man these two things. Don't ever tell the man in your life that you are A, on your period, or B, that you didn't sleep well the night before. Because this guy over here uses that as an... It's like he instantly assumes I'm crabby and uses that as an excuse. He's like, look, I know you're crabby because you're on your period or because you haven't slept or whatever. But, and I didn't think I was that crabby today. But you just don't tell them those things. Then they don't have the ammo. Stop it.
Okay. Hey, as you know, we are moving. That's why we have clues coming your way. By the way, another one comes this evening at 7:20 on our social media. But we are selling our house in that process, and our house is officially on the market.
Yes, as of yesterday.
And then there's like a sign in front, and it's online and stuff. And here's something that I didn't know happens when your house goes online. You start to get the drive-by.
That was so weird. We were outside today. We met a lot of really nice people, by the way, that came and picked up stuff we had on Craigslist.
Oh, yeah, thanks. What's up, guys? So
we were outside, you know, dealing with that, and people were driving by really slowly, and I'm like, what are they looking at? And then I realized they were doing a drive-by by our house. They're doing the drive-by. It was for sale. It was just so bizarre. I'm not used to that yet.
I just like the way that I have matured in my days. Because growing up, if a car were to creep down my block on the south side of Chicago...
Oh, that's bad.
It would have been like a... So, hey!
Who that?
Hey! Hey, man, who's that?
So this car was creeping by the house, and Pat, like, walks into the street and goes like this for them to roll down their window. So they roll down their window, and he goes, you should buy our house.
I've gone from being apparently very paranoid to now I'm like, do you want to buy a house? Come on in. Look at my house.
Here's the best part, though. He walked them through the house.
Well, they were indeed doing a drive-by on the house. They noticed it just had gone on the market. They wanted to check it out. They had a question, and I said, well, how about instead of asking, you walk on in? And guess what? They really liked it.
They really liked it.
What if I sell the house? Do I get the commission?
No.
I'll become a real estate agent.
Our realtor is awesome. By the way, because Pat's from Chicago and I'm from Milwaukee, when you say drive-by, that still is a very different meaning.
Drive-by. Right there. Chirac, baby.
That still is a very different meaning in my head than I think what you're talking about. And finally today, thank you to the Barking Lot in Stevens Point. They get a cowbell.
They get a cowbell.
The Barking Lot has been grooming our mini schnauzer, Princess Pepperoni Poopy Pants.
Yes.
Her name is just Pepper. That's just what I call her. But they've been grooming her since we moved to central Wisconsin, so 4.5 years. And today was her final grooming. So, and this is, in fact, the place where she's like, hey, you know, I want to retire. So if you want to take over, she said it again today.
She's
and I'm like,
trying to sell
tempt me.
her dog grooming business to AJ.
But I took a picture of them, which you can see right
here, check it out.
Right before we left, because she does such a great job, and our doggy loves it there. So thank you to the Barking Lot. You guys did a great job, and I love you. Love you.
Now it's on to what y'all wants to know. Where are we about to go? Clue number 2 dropped last night on our social media sites, and well, it looked just like this. It's a tornado. A tornado. AJ knows all about tornadoes. In fact, isn't there a tornado movie coming out this week we're gonna go see?
Into the Storm is coming out this weekend, and I know that I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna hate every second of it, but I'm still gonna go see it. It just doesn't look good. But I'm like a weather nerd, so I'm gonna go see it.
So clue number 2 said we all know AJ loves a good tornado.
I do.
Which is good, because where we're going, she's gonna be able to chase them.
I'll tell you, man, this clue is throwing people off. It even threw me off. I was like,
did you forget where you're going? Where am I going?
What are you talking about?
Some of your guesses on Facebook.com/Pat and AJ fans. We have Kansas, which I think is you think tornado, you think Wizard of Oz. I think Kansas.
I think people are thinking of Tornado Alley, too.
Okay. By the way, Oklahoma was a big one.
Oklahoma and Tornado Alley.
Yeah, and let me read off this comment first, and this is actually from my cousin, one of my cousins.
Okay.
My cousin Jennifer says, I'm enjoying the guessing game on where you guys are headed to. So yes, even my family doesn't know where we're going. She goes on to say, it's kind of like watching Lost. Waiting for a hint, reading between the lines on every Facebook post, and analyzing every YouTube video.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a dork, and I'm too poor to go to Comic-Con. With that comes my favorite conspiracy theories, and you guys have been paying attention. Okay, if you're ready for some doozies. One says, somewhere in Oklahoma, your first clue is Anthony Kiedis. And the other day you said you were watching a movie that was your clue for Friday. Anthony Kiedis helped in writing the soundtrack to the movie Twister, which took place in Oklahoma, which is where you can go looking for tornadoes. I bet you're going to Oklahoma.
Taylor, that is like an Inception theory. Very nice. That's like 6 degrees.
I mean, it's all right. Here's what I like. Tammy's thinking Kentucky, which by the way, I was born in Louisville, Kentucky. It says to be different. I'm going to guess Kentucky. Why? Because if you remember back to the original hints, well, they have 7-Elevens, they have Sunoco's, they have tornadoes. And Kentucky is mentioned in the Red Hot Chili Peppers song Scar Tissue.
Good song, by the way. I like
That's phenomenal problem-solving skills.
This is why I'm not good at this kind of stuff, so I like watching other people be good at it.
It's really interesting.
Some of these are like paragraphs long.
They're really long.
Because of this, that, and the other thing, and then because of that, and this is why I think that.
One person even found a radio station they think it might be.
Get out!
Teresa says, I lead such a boring life, I had nothing better to do than try to figure out this mystery for Tuesday evening.
Teresa, I don't have a life either. It's okay.
So after looking through some of the comments here, I did a little searching online. I found a country radio station in Oklahoma City that is currently casting for a morning radio show. 1019 The Twister.
Get out.
Could it be? You guys are awesome, man.
This is pretty cool. Even
okay.
I'm not thinking this hard about it.
Another clue comes your way this evening at 7:20. We'll put it on Facebook.com/Pat and AJ fans, Twitter.com/Pat and AJ, Instagram.com/Pat and AJ in the morning. You're getting closer to figuring it out, I think.
I think.
Okay. All right. Gotta go, Joe. Thank you so much for hanging out. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel because we want you guys to watch our videos all the time. And wait for the clue to come tonight.
Yeah.
Okay? There you go. Talk to you later. Bye.